let's say I get introduced to
Yep.
you guys from Aspire. Just tell me a little bit about what happens next. I get your name. We have a phone call. Where do we go from there?
Well, most of the people who call us, they expect to have some information about the product. And we all the time say the product come at the end, you need a plan first.
Mm,
It's like buying a car. You can buy any car you want, but you need to know the family, what you are doing, are you downtown, outside of the town, etc. So it's the same thing. We have a pretty good a five-step process to help us to understand where you come from, where you are today, and where you want to go. What's your maybe top three goals? It could be buying a home, or it could be a retirement place for your parents, so it could be a legacy with coming, open a corporation, all these small things. And this five-step process help us to again gather the information and make sure we give you the final answer, or hey, this is the full plan, this is what we can do for you. The product will come after.
right. So how long would it take if we're just having a phone call today for the first time and I got your name from Bob down the road?
Thanks, Bob.
How long does that process take to before you kind of deliver that plan to me and my family? What would that
That's
look
a
like?
great question. I will say it's probably about 10 to 15 hours, 5 to 7 meetings, depending on the complexity of the plan, how the family. I like to usually meet with the couple when you have a couple because it's a couple decision sometime. And after, I will say 2 3 months, you have your plan with you. You know exactly where you are, what kind of return do you need, what kind of diversification you need in your portfolio, what gap you have. I think that's the most important part. Is you could have a very good 3 or 4 product, but you may have one big gap, and that's very important to know. And after, you can go back to your bank if you want, and say, hey, this kind of the portfolio that I want, because my financial advisor tell me that at 5%, I could retire at 58. I will say after that, probably 90%, 80 to 90% of the clients decide now to move with us, because we gain the trust. They see, they meet the team, they meet the rest of, it's a beautiful building here. And the relationship and the trust start to be built. And most of the time, unfortunately, the bank or the system don't have the time. They're good on quantity and not on quality. So most of the time they come back and say, we're ready to work with you.
Mm, awesome. And that's a good segue to maybe ask you roughly like how many families you would work with just in comparing to, maybe what the banks do. So what would like roughly you be working with how many families?
Well, at Aspire, we have about 200 families. We had a few every year. But again, the purpose is quality instead of quantity. So we won't have 500 in 2 years, first of all, as a capacity. Remember, like the market as today is a bit bumpy, so we need to have the time to talk to our client.
Mm,
And yeah, so I will say again, quantity. We are a boutique firm, and we want to have to make sure it's the right fit for them and for us.
perfect.